Let me tell you one very important thing. Let me tell you one very important thing is that it is wrong to say that, you know, we do not know how to motivate our children. Because we have been in the field of teaching for so many years, and if you are able, if you raise your hand and say, I'm not able to motivate a child, that's a wrong statement. Because one very myth of a particular word called motivation, one very myth, right? I don't know whether it's the right usage. One very myth. Let me first put it across to you. What is a myth on motivation? One very myth, I understand that. Right or wrong in my English construction, but the one very myth will go to two very myth and three very myth. Let's see how many myths we know about motivation. The first one very myth is teachers have said many times that Methil Krish, my name is Methil Krish. He's never motivated. He's never motivated at all in the class. All others are motivated, but this particular kid Krish is not motivated at all. That's one very myth. Because, dash. Because, dash. Why I'm not going to say this? Let me tell you the one very myth and the two very myth. Before that, I want each of you to understand that all human behavior is motivated. Every action of your child in the classroom is because of motivation. As a human being, anything that you do is because of motivation. If a child sleeps in your classroom because she or he is motivated. If any of my teachers who are attending my class leaves my class, it's because he's or she is motivated to leave my class. Please understand this. It is not because of non-motivation. It's only because of the fact that she or he is motivated to leave my live class without listening to what I'm going to talk to them. So it is the motivation which leads every human behavior actions. The actions that every human being does, I lift my hand because I'm motivated to lift my hand. Except one thing, that is the heart pumping the blood 24/7. Except for the heart pumping the blood, every human behavior is motivated. Understand this first. So don't tell to the principal or the principal to somebody else that this child in my class is not motivated. That's wrong statement. That's a myth. So one very myth. Let's go to the two very myth. Some teachers say Krish is motivated one day and next day she's not, or he is not motivated. You can't say, because motivation is it's like constant. It's like love. You can't say, I love my husband on one day I love him, second day I don't love him, third day I love him, fourth day I don't love him. On Wednesday I love my husband, Thursday I don't love him. Oh my God, it is impossible. Love is constant. Imagine a teacher has a fight with her husband in the morning because he wanted to have bread and she makes idlis, and there is a quarrel, and suddenly both of them fight with each other. It's the usual phenomena happens in every house. And then she leaves the school, and suddenly by afternoon he calls up the principal and says, oh look, there's a small cut in my finger, just informed my wife. And the wife, oh my God, then she thinks, oh, morning I had a fight with my husband, and oh, today. So she rushes to the house at evening when she sees the husband with a little cut. Oh my God, you should see the reaction. If there is a camera to be, recorded. Oh my God, it's as if the entire hand is cut, a small little cut. Oh my God, how did it happen? So what happened to the anger what you had in the morning? Because you can't say that I was angry in the morning, evening I'm not angry. It's constant. So it's wrong to say the second very myth is yes. It cannot be, because there is, again, if people are into physics, see, when you leave a clock, right, at different timings, there will be one particular point of time that all the three clocks, bingo, 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 come to one particular time. I'm not a physics teacher. If there's a physics teacher listening to me, this will happen, right? You leave it at 12:40, one at 11:40, one at 12:20. But there will be a particular, as it goes and grows, there is one particular moment of time, all the three clocks will bingo, bingo, bingo come at one particular time. So that is the time when a child gets motivated. So, his reactions are terrible. But suddenly one fine morning he comes and says, teacher, you are looking so beautiful today. That's the time he gets motivated. And what do? You just pull him down and say, what the hell? There's a silent child, a silent kid of my class, suddenly wakes up and says, he's motivated. Teachers, come on. That's the time he's motivated. And he comes and says, you're beautiful. That's because he's motivated. But you pull him down again, you push him down again. Say, shut up. What the hell are you talking about my beauty? I'm beautiful every day. But for him, that particular day, right, all of the days his performance was inconsistent. Suddenly he becomes a consistent child and then wakes up and says, teacher, you look so beautiful. And what do? Shut up. Sit down. Please don't do that, teachers. You can see the vibes. You can see some signals. You can see some positiveness. There's a green shoot which just shoots up from that little child. Pull him up instead of pushing him down. Don't push him down. So it happens that inconsistency goes on. Suddenly the consistency comes in terms of his performance, and suddenly he wakes up and says, teacher, you're so beautiful. That's it. You just go hug him and say, hi, dear, how did you feel today? And that is the level of motivation that needs to be pushed up rather than pulled down. But most of the teachers fail to do that. So that is maybe you can say third, right? One very myth, two very myth, three very myth, and the fourth very myth. Look, teachers, you always go and complain to the principal and saying, look, Krish is so lazy that he won't even try. Let me tell you, nobody's lazy. I don't think anybody is lazy. If Krish is not trying because he's not lazy, it's because of learned helplessness. Now, you know nothing about the car, right? You go to a friend of yours who knows everything about the car. But you know how to drive the car. And you drive the car, suddenly the car stops on the way. But you don't know where is the bonnet, how to open the bonnet, nothing you know. So the car stops. The friend who is sitting on the left side of yours, if you're driving in India, if you're driving abroad, sometimes US it's the right side. The friend will say, what the hell is happening here? She's so lazy to get out and open the bonnet. But unfortunately, it's not that she's lazy, but she doesn't know how to pull that knob to open and even she opens the knob, she doesn't know where is the engine, what is that, nothing, but she knows driving. So it is very wrong to say that the child has certain helplessness. Because I tell this many times to my teachers, you must be like doctors, differential diagnosis. It is not correct for teachers to say, look, that your child is lazy. Nobody is lazy. The problem is helplessness. How many times my maths teacher tried to teach me mathematics? And it's not because I was lazy, because my understanding of maths was a little slow. But if a teacher calls me lazy, I'm sorry. So you know what I said, the reason for a headache can be different. The outcome of that can be the headache, but it could be because of tumor. It could be because of non-sleep. A teacher has to diagnose this. Teacher need to diagnose this in different two ways. And teacher cannot say this, for example, 3 children in your class are sleeping. See, it's not they're sleeping because they're lazy. They're sleeping with 3 different reasons. One is late night watching TV, right? One has not had food, headache. Right. One has something to do with the brain, some problem inside. But if the teacher gives the same treatment to cure this headache with the similar actions, she's going to fail. If the doctor treats a patient with a tumor by giving him some anazin and aspro, it's not going to go. He has to diagnose it and treat it in a different way. So I think these are the myths which we should get out of the mind. We should get out of the mind in terms of all these 3 or 4 myths. And if you have taken it off, and how do you do that? How do you do that? Is only through give the chain a tug. You know these elephants. How many of you have seen elephants in the circus or even the temples? The huge elephants weighing 3.5 to 4 tons. They're all tied in a small little chain. You know, the 3.5 to 4 tons elephant can break a building within no time, but he or she will not do it. You know why? You know why? Because when it was a child, the baby elephant, 500 kilos weighing, the Maurath used to tie it up in a small little chain. And whenever it is trying to move out of the chain, the Maurath used to poke it and slightly bleed it. And that used to pain the little baby elephant. And the moment it pains, it goes back. So, you know, the same habit, even when it grows up because of mind. So it feels that it tries to pull itself off from the chain. The Maurath is going to poke and bleed the elephant. Please remember this. So I think teachers need to get out of this, mentality saying that Krish cannot be motivated. Krish is motivated one day, not the next day. Krish is lazy, so he's not motivated. All this you need to get it out of your mind. And I want you to get out of this field, especially on the myths which I mentioned to you today. So that's what I meant. Give the chain a tug. Now, what do? Teachers without knowing what exactly is the problem with the child. You give gifts to the child to motivate. I know there are so many parents who would say, hey, do your homework, study well, I'll give you a Cadbury's chocolate. You give a gift and motivate him. You tell a student, hey, come on, you study and come tomorrow, I'm bringing a gift for you. That's wrong. Because the guy who would study is not studying for studying. He's just studying to get the gift from you. So, that's the wrong strategy. Don't ever do this. I remember Rajiv Gandhi's times in Delhi. To make people read, go to the library, they used to give a token. That once you take a book from the library in Delhi, from a village, from a small little rural area, Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister, wanted all of them to be literate. So they said, look, how do you make these children go to the library? Is to, moment they take a book, you give them a token. With the token, you can go and buy 4 samosas from a bakery. So after some 6 months, he went and saw, guys have not, learned anything from the books. But each of them had put in a lot of weight. So they used to go to the library not for book or learning. They used to go for those 4 free samosas. So gift is no use at all. Punishment. Come on, teachers. You think you are great by giving punishment to your students because that guy doesn't get, no, he doesn't get motivated by punishments. I'm sorry. Teachers, you know what he does? Maybe when you punish him, that would be there for half an hour, 10 minutes, half an hour, or maybe 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. Nothing. It's not going to help at all. And you get into the wrong book of a child. So, kneeling down, getting up on the bench. You think you can motivate a child? I'm sorry. Maybe I'm wrong. This is my personal feeling. But then I felt, no. Because I've gone through all this and I was never motivated at all. So I'm sorry. It doesn't really work. By giving punishments, nothing is going to work, teachers. Get out of those fields. The third is competition. Oh my God. You make the children compete. Come on. You tell the students participation is more important, but you make them compete. You have to compete with the same age, same level of, students. You can't compete, like, for example, a running race from 6th standard guy competing with the 8th standard guy. Oh my God, I don't think competition is going to, like for example, the marathon, about more than 50,000 people run. You think 50,000 people are running because they will all come first? No. Those running, like I know out of the 50,000, maybe 10 would be great sprinters or athletes or running athletes. Balance 4,990, 49,000, sorry, we can maths, 49,990 would be just running to see how they are improving from the previous marathon what they ran. So that's it. So, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You may agree, disagree. That's a different way. Competitions. Okay, fine. Dance competition. That's all doesn't motivate. The guy who wins the first, oh my God. Okay, I'm happy. The others get demotivated. You see in all those, singing competitions in the televisions. How do they cry? The parents, oh my God, push them, and they don't win. They cry, they sob, they get depressed. So what is this? So I don't think that is also going to create any. So gift is not going to help. Competition is not going to help, right? Then what did I say? The previous one. Punishment doesn't help. Then what really helps?